Hey y'all, I'm just trying to figure out why this is blurry like that. Ah, there we go. There was something on it. Peace and blessings, family. Peace and blessings. How y'all doing over there? What's up? Yeah, man. I got a word this morning. I got a whole word this morning that I want to give you guys, courtesy of our sister Alex, man. The vision. Your vision. When do I sleep? Me sleep when me dead. You asked the same question my husband asked this morning. When did you sleep? Me sleep when me dead. I got shit to do. And you know what? When I'm being adult, and I know damn well I should have had my ass in bed, I was being utterly belligerent. No lie. I was being utterly belligerent last night. I couldn't let him have box one. I couldn't do it. Gemini, I couldn't do it. I was being a child. I couldn't do it. I couldn't give up box one for shit. I refused. I would have rather go to sleep in that motherfucking box than give it to him. I'd be damned. I'd be damned. That was the only form of protest I had, Gemini. It was the only protest I had. I had to be yin. I was being yin. I was practicing yin. And yin's only course of action is to hold its space. That's all yin is allowed to do. And when I tell you, it took everything in my person. It took it took everything in my person to practice my yin last night. Girl, you damn right. I couldn't do it. My thing was he was going to come back in and take one, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't let it go until I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt he wouldn't want it. Yes. Yes, I was still up. Yes. Yes, I was. Vision, man. Vision. Vision. Man, I'm my teacher's student. I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to lose. I refuse. You didn't practice your yin? Y'all supposed to be practicing. Y'all supposed to be practicing. What happened, man? We're supposed to be practicing these things. Look at the silver. I'm getting silver eyebrows now. I ain't mad. I'm old enough to have them. We're supposed to take every opportunity, you guys, to become the vision that you have set for yourself. Every opportunity. I want to practice yin. I want to practice yin to the point that people don't believe I move. And not from, oh, she's not moving, just from look how still she can be. You know, I remember, thank you, Gemini. Thank you for the tippity taps. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I remember seeing this vision of myself, right? And that vision of myself was absolutely nothing like the person that I was. And sometimes, y'all, let me see if I can get this a little more stable. I guess that would be a hell no. Shouldn't have fucked with it. You try to... what was your vision for yourself, man? What was your vision for yourself when you thought about you? And are you achieving that vision? Are you achieving it? What's up, wise one? I'm sorry, you guys. I'm gonna place y'all right here for a second. And are you freaking achieving it, man? Are you achieving your thought for yourself? No matter how difficult. Now, I sat on a panel with 2 whole fucking narcissists lying through their fucking teeth. And I had to make sure beyond a shadow of a doubt that they didn't rock my person. Had to use great yin. Can't move a lot with great yin because then it transitions into yang. And that's not what we want, right? Oh, we're in the top 3. Cool. We have to take every opportunity because people tell you, oh, this isn't real. This is just as fucking real as playing a video game. Now tell your children that they playing video games all day isn't real. And that's not true. It's very fucking real. Virtually real. This is a whole nother consciousness. And it's a playground that you can choose to play on. What is your vision for yourself? Is it difficult? Great. Then it's something that I tell you that you should try to achieve. Just because somebody is trying to stroke your ego doesn't mean your ego can be stroked. And if your ego is that fucking strokeable, then your ego is also destroyable. Is your ego that fragile? Do you know what control Maya Angelou had to have to be who she was? Do you know what kind of practice that she put herself through daily, regularly, right to the point that you couldn't say nigga in her presence and get away with it? Do you know what kind of control that took over time to display that type of razor power that you won't do this in my presence. Shit, Maya Angelou stopped Tupac Shakur from destroying himself, and she didn't even know who he was. To the point that even Janet Jackson thought it was within her range to protect Elder from Tupac? What's your vision of yourself, man? And are you achieving it? And are you fucking achieving it? Oh, Chi-Town SB. Yes, as a matter of fact, on YouTube, anybody can have one. It's kind of the premise of YouTube. You can have anyone, even you, can have a channel. Dumb motherfuckers always pointing out the fucking obvious. Hence the whole fucking point of social media. That any old asshole can try to be a star, including you. My sister Alex put up a post this morning, and I know the field that she had the camera pointed at, and it was all foggy and hazy and stuff. You couldn't see 30 yards, honestly. And y'all, that's what this life is like. This life is just like that. Can you trust the 30 yards in front of you to walk that 30 yards just to see the next 30? You know, shit, it's driving in a car where there are no street lights. Your headlights can only see so far in front of you. Do you trust yourself to drive in the dark? Do you trust yourself to drive the fucking unknown? And trust yourself as the map to do it. Do you? Do you trust what you have learned to serve you? And not serve you in the good times. No. No. Does what you do serve you in your crisis? Does what you know come to your aid when shit is low? Where do you go to plug in when your life force has been shot? When do you trust your own development? You set up a picture. You're not quite sure how the fuck you gonna get there, but you're too scared to go because of low visibility. You don't kick your fucking ass into gear. When When does the voice inside you become louder than the chatter out here, man? When do you trust your vision? You saw that fucking field. You know that field. So what you can't see it now? And the further you walk into that field, you'll be able to see. Keep walking. Every fucking step you take is another 30 yards. You'll be able to see another step. You will be able to see another step. Get your ass in gear, man. Are you becoming what you visualized yourself to be? Man, we've all read books. We've all inputted this fucking information. We've all done it. We've all done it. But is that info coming out? Is that info showing itself to be true in your own life? Are you taking that information and applying it? Or does none of it fucking matter? We have a generation that observed it and told their children. That generation was not only able to observe it, but in the length of time that that generation was able to observe it, that generation was able to write the system down. So it went from observation to documentation. Okay. All right. We have our observation. We have our documentation. Now we have implementation. Man, can you take the raw data and make it work? One of the top astrophysicists is a black man right now. Does anybody know his name? The top astrophysicist on the planet right now, as we speak, is a black man. Do y'all know his? Thank you, Neil deGrasse. Do y'all know he taught a master class? I bet y'all didn't know he taught a master class. I bet you didn't know that you could go pay $100 right now and go take a class by Neil to teach you how to take raw data. You know, all the shit that we see, all the shit that we read, and implement it. He taught a master class on how to do it. Because that's our biggest problem. See why they kept hitting us in the head? Even our melanin forgot how to function. the greatest intelligence, man. And most of us cannot activate it. We had societies that taught us how to activate it. And we lost it, man. How did we lose such a beautiful power? The power to be connected to everything. The power to feel. Not just yourself, but everything around you, man. To know that one change in the ethos changes everything. I'm constantly trying to tell y'all, man. It becomes the idea, really, Sharon? And this is why we'll never make it all together. Because quite frankly, some of y'all need to tuck your motherfucking heads and cut your own shit off for real. But I can understand, because you live in your own little world where this would only happen when somebody is drinking. So I can understand how your world acts. So maybe this isn't for you, because clearly you're drunk, not me. But I'm going to let you have it. Because that's the world you grew up in. That's your world and your perception. And who am I to take away your perception? Now, if you would like to think I'm drunk, then you've never seen me drunk. So what I'm going to do is set my girl up right there. And just allow people to know. Thank you for all my up likes over here. Thank y'all so much for the cash apps. Thank y'all for the tippity taps. Now, Gemini, if you need to take somebody out, you feel free. But again, man, this is what I mean by the disconnect. Not being able to feel our way through this. Not being able to navigate because you can't see. My teacher used to tell me, man, close your eyes and navigate with your understanding. that'll get you a lot further, because eyes lie. They have limitations. Your hands are even faster than your eyes. A man who taught you to use your eyes. Who taught you? Who taught you how to perceive what you are seeing? The school system never did. I don't remember that class. Do y'all remember that class in elementary school, the perception of sight? Does anybody remember that class? I don't. Does anybody remember the perception of smell class? I don't. Does anybody remember the perception of hearing, touch, taste? Anybody? Anybody go to a school like that? Taught you how to perceive your senses? Okay, so if nobody went to a school that taught you how to perceive your senses, did you go to a school that taught you how to heighten them? In my theater class, Breed Love, which sense did they teach you to heighten? What's up, everlasting? Which sense? All of them? None of them? Which one? Hey, Carmen. Hey, everybody in here. What's up, Loving Life? What's up, Angela? Good vibrations. DJ Love, what's up? King, good to see you. Gemini Dreams. Barbie, good to see ya. Momo is here. Conscious, unrefined. It's good to see everybody. Does that little voice inside of you speak louder than the chatter of the world? Huh? Can you turn these on and off at will? Or does everything you hear seep into your psyche? Hey, Miss Allen. Black Velvet. Can you do little shit like hold your ground? Can you stand amongst your enemy in silence? Can you respect your enemy more than they respect you? Do you respect your training grounds? These are all training grounds, man. Y'all act like y'all can go outside and socialize the way that we can socialize on social media now. You can't even get this damn close to nobody no more due to the pandemic. So let us not take for granted that this is now the new training ground. Shit. People love to talk big shit behind this screen. Because in real life, most of them are socially fucking awkward. But are you using this as a training ground to be a better fucking you? And when I say better you, I don't mean all that love, light, and sunshine bullshit either. I mean a better you. Because people act like you don't have to fight to stay alive. People act like you don't have to kill to live in this motherfucker. And quite frankly, let's be honest about the truth of this shit. You gotta kill something to stay alive. You have to. You have an immune system, right? Your immune system is constantly, indiscriminately killing shit. Oh no, I don't want to kill anything. What books did you read again? Because you obviously didn't read the ones I read. Because every time you sit down to eat, you keep what you kill, right? Don't you get the energy of everything that you chew in your mouth? Don't you get the energy when you swallow it and it gets mixed up with the hydrochloric acid shit? Before that, you start dissolving it in your mouth. You dissolve simple sugars in your mouth. That's what saliva is for. Quick absorption. You keep what you kill. Right, all this love and light. What about the darkness? I mean, we can't ignore the fucking darkness. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. How much of your melanin have you activated? Because if I remember correctly, in those mystery schools, in order to fully activate oneself, there were codes. Can somebody name some of these codes? Can somebody please name some of these ancient codes that even our ancients had to follow so they could activate themselves? The teachings. Yeah, what you know? Yeah, I'll personally throw one up myself. The Emerald Tablets. Brahmin. Anybody over here with one? No, nobody over here with any? Miss Allen is over here throwing it up. She is throwing it up. Hey, the Meta Netter. The laws of Ma'at. The different codes of the warriors from around the world. I appreciate you as well. The Zen. Yes. 'Cause, 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 The Vedas, yes. All of these were codes. So you could unlock the potential of this, because this is just potential. I see it in a whole bunch of y'all. It's a whole bunch of potential. It's like a nigga sitting on 1,000 pounds of nitroglycerin. And you like, oh, look at all that potential. But it ain't going nowhere. You can stomp on it, blow it up, smoke a cigarette over it. You can throw a candle at it. Fuck it. You could shoot an air-to-ground missile at that 1,000 pounds of nitroglycerin, and it ain't gonna do shit but be potential. The Book of the Dead. Yes, ma'am. The Book of Set. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. They gave you a set of principles. They gave you a way to live, to unlock. I'll be the first one to tell you it was because of my ability to unlock that I came away a world champion. I'll be the first one to tell you that. Because I'll be the first one to tell you, I honestly cannot tell you. I don't remember my fights. Don't remember them. I remember going in the ring. I remember the first couple of exchanges. But I can honestly tell you, I don't remember jack shit about the fight. Tranced. Like a fucking berserker, man. Tranced. That shit is an opioid get off for me. That's a straight dopamine high for me. Don't remember. I remember I won. I came to at this point. That's when I re-entered. Right here. Can you activate the intelligence of the universe? We had a generation observe it, right? Then we had a generation that wrote it down and got tired. Even my teacher wrote a book. You can find it www.masterfundife.com. Conversations with the Master. Short book, but absolutely it's a one afternoon read, but full of everything that you need. I'll tell you, I read the book wrong at first, but I understood that I read it from where I was at that particular stage. And every time I read that manual, I get something more, something deeper. Something that I didn't see at the stage I was before, which is why I use that book as a marker of my own growth. But Can you be still? Can you be still, man? Can you be still? People want to keep you in a constant state of agitation. People want to keep your emotions up here. Because as long as you're running up here, that stillness is gone, man. And when the stillness is gone, you can miss something. Because only when you still do you see everything moving. And when you're moving, you see everything that's still. And that's how the opposites see each other. You gotta learn how to see your opposite. Because whatever state you're in, they have to be in the opposite state. Gotta be. If my enemy is up, you will find me down. And I'm not upset by it. Because if I was up with him, I'd be him. Are you becoming what you want to be? Are you using this training ground to the best of your ability? Use it. Use it. The women and men of dignity did not become the women of men of dignity without practicing. Say hello. Say hello to the people. Say hello, peoples. How y'all doing? Oh, kitty cat. My kitty cat craves chicken. My kitty cat craves milk. My kitty cat craves tuna. My kitty cat. Gone. It's like the indignity of it all. So indignant. Are you becoming who you want to be? We are the generation of implementation. We're the generation of implementation. And you know a tree by the fruit that it fucking bears. What are you implementing? Because that's what you support. What you're implementing, that's what you support. That's your vision. What are you implementing? Hey, royalty, how you doing? What are you implementing? It got observed. It got wrote down. Now, what does it look like? Use your training ground, man. Use your training ground to refine what you know. Because you can only teach what you live. The mind is the primary actor. The body is only secondary. That's it. You know what's in a man's mind by how they live, how they act, how they talk, how they walk, what they implement. What does your mind say? We've been given the teachings. We've been given the teachings, and the teachers got fucking tired. And they have the right to. They had every fucking right to get tired. Because Lord have mercy, y'all some hard people. Y'all some hard ones. Because as a people, we do not know how to take raw data and begin to implement that into life. In some cases, you have to tell a girl that her cycle is simultaneous with the moon. Your menstrual cycle is not a 31 day cycle. It is a 28-day cycle. It is a moon cycle. And if you can understand moon cycles, you will be able to almost in some cases, control birth. If you can understand moon cycles, you can understand ovulation. If you can understand ovulation, you can understand life and human death. From the beginning. Can you take raw data and implement it? The Song of the 13 Postures. Never neglect any of the 13 postures. What are the 13 postures? The 8 directions and the 5 elements. Now you got to study that shit. Just to know where you are. What are you doing? What are you made of? The idea of creation and the idea of destruction. But not only that, it rewires your brain. I've been rewired a few times. I've been rewired. I have my public education wiring. The same as you guys, right? How many of us have a public education wiring? I have a public education wiring. Right. No, y'all didn't go to public school and graduate. I did. I graduated so goddamn well. I graduated in the top of my class just to let them know I mastered this motherfucker. Gotcha, bitch. Not too many of us went through the school system? Of course not. I did. I mastered that motherfucker. Because that's one way of thinking. Right? That's one way of thinking, right? How many of you went to college? Because that's a whole nother one. That's a whole nother fucking 8-horned beast. Because that's another wiring. That's another wiring. That is a whole nother way of thinking. Right. Yes, yeah. Oh, we got some yeses. Okay, right. How many of you studied a martial art? Because martial arts is a whole nother school of thought. Whenever you say school of thought, you are thinking about some more shit that is another way of thinking. That's a whole nother school of thought. And I mastered that motherfucker too. So far I have three different wirings. Right? Right? We're going to count these wirings up today. Right? How many of you were Christians? Oh, Gemini all ahead of me. That's right. How many of you were Christians? Because when I was a Christian, I was a good Christian. That's a whole nother, that's a wiring. That is a whole school of thought. Right? Right? How many of you were Muslim? Oh, Islam is a whole nother school of thought. And when I say Muslim, I mean the nation of gods and earths. That's a way of life. I mean the NOI, that is a way of life. I mean Shiite, Sunni, and Sufi. Because those are whole nother ways of thought. I mean, if you think about it, right? If you think about it, any book that you started that began with a mythos is a rewiring of your brain. And if you follow those mythos, and when I say mythos, I'm not disrespecting it as myth. I am respecting it as myth, if that makes sense. Whenever you begin with a creation story, you are beginning a new school of thought. And with all due respect to a lot of our elder teachers who wrote their observations down, we can see a progression of them if you follow their teachings through one school of thought into another. It's like a martial arts master. If you come to me and you tell me that you're my teacher's student and I ask you to do a kata, I can tell you when he taught you, and I can also tell you when you left. Is royalty still in here? Because I'm pretty sure she can do the same thing with her father's teachings. I'm pretty sure Chef can do the same as well. Oh, she still is in here. Yeah. You can tell when they started and you can tell when they left. Because they're full of that teacher's teaching at that time. Their mythos is in that time. And if they were a good student, they're not stuck in that time. If they're a good student. If they're a bad student, you'll see them stuck right there in that time. Am I lying, royalty? You will see them stuck. They can't go any further. They can't expound on it. They can't get out of that box. Because I can tell people all day after they do the form in front of me and I go, you do know that it was like, you do know he revised that, right? Let me show you the revision. Oh no, he didn't revise it. And I'm done. And I'm done. Because here is my thing. If you do not believe that a teacher in decades of teaching will not revise the program as they observe, learn, write. Observe, learn, write. If you do not believe they are going to change and develop, you have lost your mind. Hell, I've changed and developed over the years. My first students look at my students now like, you get to do what? I mean, like, do y'all do duck walk? They're like, what's duck walk? And my older students look over at me like, the fuck do they mean? They don't know what duck walking is. And I turn away. Why? Because duck walk was effective for what I needed them to do at that time. Thank you. That was 20 fucking years. UK is sitting there like, I was in that class. That was like 20 damn years ago. And every time you bring that shit up, my legs hurt. UK is over here representing my older students like, But it's like children, man. The first child has experiences that the second child never, ever gets. What's up, Diet? Hey, O'Neal, how you doing? What's up, Dimple? Gang, gang. If you're a first child, raise your hand. If you're a first child, please, if you're the eldest of a clan. Now, I'm the eldest on my father's side. I'm not the eldest on my mother's side. I'm the eldest on my father's side. So I can put my hand up for this one. That first child catches hell. That first child either catches hell or catches glory. One or the other. But there is no in between. Because parents are all hypersensitive and shit. They have like parental goals and, you know, they have dreams and shit that include you. You know, that shit. Right? Right. And then the second child comes along. And as the first child, you're observing that second child. And you like, hold on. Wait a minute. There's something wrong with this shit. Now, I'll take it a step further. I will take it a step further and I will integrate this into everybody's shit. Check this one out. You go to your mama's house with your kids, right? And your child decide they gonna walk straight through your mama's house without taking their shoes off. And you go, the hell is wrong with you? If you don't get your ass back here and take them shoes off, and your mama go, leave that baby alone. What the fuck you mean? Leave that baby alone. I went all my life making sure I had to take my fucking shoes off at the goddamn door. And that included just running in this motherfucker to get something that you left. I still had to take my damn shoes off and put them back on at the damn door. What you mean this rule is lax now? That kind of shit. You know, your children getting away with shit in your mama's house that she would have put your head in a wall for. That kind of shit. That shit that you be trying to keep your children from doing in your mama's house that you know you couldn't, and all of a sudden it's okay to do it. That kind of shit. That shit. Now, how many of y'all have seen that shit? Oh, don't laugh. Oh, no, no, no. I'm getting laughter over here. Y'all laughing? Let me make sure y'all not laughing over here. So you get it. You get it. I'm about to close out over here. You guys stay put, stay where you are. I'm going to continue over on Bigo right quick, but I'm going to close out over on this app. You guys, for real, man. Every day is a training ground for you to become exactly what you want to be. It is a training ground for you to implement everything that you have learned. It is a time to stay mentally woke, mentally awake, mentally on your game. To activate the melanin that is so valuable within you. The whole of the motherfucking universe is locked. You so full of fucking melanin, your goddamn hair and eyes are brown. You talk about full of shit, how about full of melanin? You so full of fucking melanin, your eyes and your hair brown. But can you use it? That's what I challenge y'all to do today. Use it. Use the knowledge that you have locked inside of you. Unlock your motherfucking potential. And all it takes is being uncompromisingly yourself. You know who this is. This is Master Fundife, and I always got my ear to the street. My ear to the street, my ear to the street. Salam. Shalom. Inhutebu. Namaste. Be good to yourselves, and you will be good to others. Peace, y'all. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you guys for coming through. I'm going to check you guys tomorrow. Be good. But if you want to catch the rest of this, you got to slide over to Bigo. Peace.